was talking about the reality of what it means to be generous and how God just showed up. And my wife and I, we've been married. How many of you don't know my testimony? I didn't understand the whole money aspect, and I was a thief my whole life, so I had to get mine. I had to steal from people to get mine. But in the kingdom, when I got saved, I remember the first time the offering plate came around, and I was like, I don't really know what this is all about, but whatever I have in my pocket, I'm putting it in there. Now, no one preached a fantastic offering message that day at church, but something inside of me convicted me that like I needed to give, and I found it in the Bible. And it's in John 3:16. It's one of the most famous scriptures ever. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave." Why do I give? Yes, it's in Malachi. Yes, it's you want to give so God can rebuke the devourer. But giving isn't just like a 10% thing. Giving is like your whole life. You're in. You're 100% in. You can't afford to like tithe part of your life. Now, I had incorporated Jesus into my life, but I never surrendered my life. Like when you incorporate Jesus into your life, you're a target for hell. Because when you don't give everything to God, when you don't give your whole life, what happens is you're holding something back from him. And whatever you hold back, the devil will crush. He comes after anything you hold back. You become a target. Now, you're already a target because the devil hates you. But when selfishness is involved and righteousness is not understood, and we're selfish in that we didn't surrender all, we actually gave him just a little bit. All of a sudden, you become this amazing target for the devil. And what happens is your compromise grows more and more and more and more. And before you know it, you're just a Christian with a confession with no life. And being a Christian isn't just because you go to church. Being a Christian is because you have Christ in you, the hope of glory. And being a Christian is actually what we should call each other. Are you with me? You give everything. We don't give by principle. We give because that's what love does. Like radical. And guess what, guys? I am talking about this so that your life can become one. Because you are supposed to be a drink offering. Your life is actually a love offering. It actually is a love offering, a fragrance to the Lord. It's a sweet smelling aroma. But when you hold back, you're not a good fragrance. Because Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything will be added to you." You seek him, the reality of his kingdom, the reality of your right standing with God. And you know that you're right with God. Therefore, your life just becomes an offering. That's prosperity. Because love gives. Because when you see the one that you've been made in the image of, all of a sudden you become love itself. God is love. Do you understand that God doesn't need you to love him back for him to feel secure? Come on, man. This is everything. God so loved the world that he gave. Listen, in the kingdom, we teach people that you should give because that's this and that's that. It's true. But you know what I've never done? I've never given with the intention of receiving. I learned God through faith. Faith just gives. I give my whole life to this thing. Jesus gave me his whole life. So all he's asking me to do, look, watch. All God's asking you to do is to give up something that you were never created to be. Because God didn't create you for you. He created you for him. That's not a hard trade. You're giving up what's worthless so that you can understand your value.